Hello everybody. Today I am going to discuss the most important point from this topic, that is Jahn-Taylor distortion. This Jahn-Taylor distortion tells about why the distortion occurs in a octahedral complex and what is the cause of distortion, which are the conditions and which complex undergoes Jahn-Taylor distortion. Okay. Therefore, we will discuss here as follows. In 1927, the scientist John and Taylor discovered that for a non-linear molecule, in a electronically degenerate state, distortion must occurs leading to lower symmetry, remove degeneracy, and to lower energy. Of the complex. Again, I will state here that is for a non-linear molecule, according to scientists John and Taylor, in an electronically degenerate state, distortion must occur leading to lower the symmetry, remove degeneracy, and to lower the energy. While undergoing these points, the molecule or complex is a very stable one. Now, what are the criteria for occurring to lower the symmetry, remove the degeneracy, and lower the energy? For that purpose, we are going to discuss the d orbitals. D orbitals which are degenerate one. Okay, the d orbitals which are degenerate one, they are called as degenerate d orbitals of a free metal ion when undergoes splitting in a orbital with a set of two orbitals, that is Eg orbitals and T2g orbitals, according to their lying position in between the axis, that is of T2g orbitals, and along the axis, that is of Eg orbitals. Okay, those orbitals which lie along the axis, they absorb more energy and they undergo the octahedral complex formation, that is crystal field splitting in octahedral complex. When the orbitals of the ligands lying between the axes, at that time there is a occurrence of tetrahedral complexes splitting. Now, what happens in a non-linear molecules? For that purpose, we can see in the last lecture that is how the square planar geometry is obtained. It is not a particularly new type, but it is derived from a octahedral complex. In an octahedral complex, there are 6 ligands, and in tetrahedral complex, there are 4 ligands. The diagrammatic representation of elongation and contraction of a octahedral complex, which can be shown in here. Let us see. In an octahedral complex, this is the octahedral complex. octahedral complex, all the bond lengths, that is from ligands to centrometal ion, that is equal to same. That is A is equal to E. That is whatever may be the ligand situated at the Z axis. This is X axis, this is Y axis, this is about Z axis. Whatever may be the ligands in this position are designated as here as X. This is Y minus 1, X minus X, and Z minus Z. All the bond lengths are equal one. When the octahedral complex undergoes two types of distortion, when it undergoes distortion, when there is asymmetrical number of electrons in the EG orbitals. In the EG orbitals, that is asymmetrical distribution of electrons in EG orbital causes the distortion. Okay. Why it is not possible in T2G? Because T2G orbitals are lying in between the axis. EG orbitals are lying along the axis. Therefore, they can repel with the ligands, with the active ligands, and which are strong ligands and which are less ligands. Therefore, with the presence of EG orbitals with electrons, effective distortion is takes place. Here. Now, this is the Z axis. When the two ligands which are located on axially, that is on Z axis, they are moved as a longer distance, that is Z axis is out, that is if this distance is increased, at that time what happens? See here, what is the nature of the octahedral complex? See here, this is the centrometal ion. Here, the two ligands from the transpose to each other on the Z axis are gets elongated. At that time, the distance A is greater than that of E. Therefore, the octahedral complex is gets elongated. That is here distortion occurs. On completely removing the ligands which are trans to each other on the Z axis, completely removed at infinity, what happens? That is on the removal of ligands on Z axis, we get this geometry. It is called as square planar. Square planar. It is called as elongated, distorted octahedral complex. And when the distance between the ligands which are located on Z axis gets shortened, at that time what happens? See here, there is formation of contraction of octahedral shape. Okay, that is A is less than E. These are the equatorial ligands. This is the axial ligands. That is two ligands which are axial, that is trans to each other on the Z axis. Then they get contracted. Distance between the ligands and the centrometer gets shortened. At that time, what happens? That is this bond length gets lowered. And at that time, there is formation of contraction tetragonal complex. Okay, Here also elongated, distorted, tetragonal complex. Now the reason behind this is what? The reason behind this is that it is due to the asymmetric filling of electrons in Eg orbitals. Now what are the conditions for the distortions? Let us see here. First, I will again repeat this. On elongation, that is this axial distance, that is from centrometal ion to ligand, is gets increased in comparison with at equatorial ligands, that is A is greater than E. Here on completely removal of two ligands on the Z axis, there is formation of square planar geometry, and on contracting or here shortening the distance of the ligands which are situated on Z axis axially, at that time what happens, that is this bond length is less than that of equatorial ligands from the centrometal ion, and there is formation of contraction in tetragonal complex. Okay, now we are going to see the cause for distortion. See here. Generally, those complexes undergo distortion in octahedral complex in which the T2G orbitals along with the Eg orbitals undergo symmetric and asymmetric filling of electrons. If the Eg or T2G orbitals undergoes symmetrical or unsymmetrical filling of electrons, at that time there is cause of distortion. There are three types. Here, cause of distortion here. First is no distortion. Second is slight or less distortion. And third is about strong distortion. What are the conditions of Eg and the T2G orbitals? When no distortion takes place, that is when T2G and Eg orbitals are symmetrically filled. With electrons. Then in the complex in which T2G orbitals and Eg orbitals are symmetrically filled, at that time no distortion occurs. When slight or less distortion occurs when T2G orbital is asymmetrically filled and Eg orbital is symmetrically filled. Okay, when slight or less distortion occurs when T2G orbital is asymmetrically filled and Eg orbital is symmetrically filled. Now strong distortion, that is when T2G orbital is symmetrically filled and Eg orbitals are asymmetrically filled. That is, from this distribution you can readily notify that is the presence of asymmetrically filled Eg orbitals can cause strong distortion in an octahedral complex. Now the question arises, what is meant by symmetrically filled and asymmetrically filled? Let us see here. Symmetrically filled means originally how many T2G orbitals are there? That is 2 orbitals. Which are these two orbitals? Dx square minus y square and dz square. The capacity of each orbital is taking only 2 electrons. Symmetrically means that is a empty field, half field or completely filled. This is called as symmetrically filled. That is equal to when Eg 0, Eg 2 and Eg 4 electrons are filled in these orbitals. It is called as symmetrically filled. And when asymmetrically filled of Eg orbitals, that is equal to Eg1. Okay. How many orbitals? 4. Therefore, half filled, completely filled, empty. Whatever may be the remaining, Eg1 and Eg3. Okay. And the Eg orbitals are filled with 1 and 3 electrons respectively. At that time, it is called as asymmetrical filled orbitals. Now, what is about T2g? See here. For T2g asymmetrically filled. How many T2g orbitals are there? 3. dxy, dyz and dxz. When they are asymmetrically filled, before asymmetrically filled, one we can see the symmetrical field. How many orbitals? There are 3 orbitals. How many electrons? 6 electrons. Therefore, we have to consider here empty, half filled and completely filled. That is T2g 0, T2g 3 and T2g of 6. When this condition is fulfilled with electrons, at that time these orbitals are called as symmetrically filled. When it is called as asymmetrically filled, remaining orbitals are which? That is T2g 1, T2g 2, okay, T2g 4 and last is about T2g 5. Okay, that is when the orbitals are with the electrons 1, 2, 4 and 5, at that time we can call it as asymmetrically filled. That is, the condition is that when the T2g and Eg orbitals are symmetrically filled, that is of this condition here and this condition here. Therefore, there is no distortion. What is the slight distortion? That is asymmetrically filled. Here asymmetrically filled and symmetrically filled. This is of symmetrically filled. At that time, less distortion. Okay, because the distortion is occurs due to mainly in Eg orbitals. And what is about strong distortion? That is T2g is symmetrical here. T2g is symmetrical and Eg is asymmetrical. That is this. Okay. Thus, we can understand that is the cause for the distortion in the orbitals. Now, we are going to study the main part, that is how distortion takes place in octahedral complex. There are first the complexes with the configuration as distortion in complex having configuration equal to D9 system. Okay. There are also D4, D7 system also. In D4 there is high spin. In D7 there is low spin. But in D9 system we have to count both the high spin or low spin. That is octahedrally distorted or octahedrally elongated. Octahedrally contracted or octahedrally distorted. Both the systems where we have to study in D9 system. For that purpose, we have to study this D9 system. For D9 system, what is the energy level diagram for splitting of d orbitals in a metal on free state is as like this. Suppose this is D9 system of d orbitals is equal to 5. That is this. Okay, that is 5 d orbitals of free metal ion with D9 system. D9 system. What happens here? You have to first fill up the electrons according to high spin. First 1, 2, 3 according to Hertz rule of maximum multiplicity. 5, 6, 7 and here 8. 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. Total electrons are equal to D9. Okay. These are degenerate orbitals. Degenerate orbitals. Okay. Now, when the ligands are approaching to this D9, that is Cu, Cn, 6, 3 minus, this complex, that is of a Besides the low spin complex, when we consider at that time what happens here, see here, after approaching the ligands in an octahedral complex, okay, which orbitals absorb the energy? That is, those orbitals which have the strong repulsion with the central metal ion electrons, that is of Eg orbitals, that is equal to 2 orbitals, and here T2G orbitals, which are 3 orbitals. Here dxy, dyz and dxz, these are the T2G orbitals, and here Eg orbitals, dx square minus y square and dz square. Okay, now the distribution of electrons here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and here 9. That is splitting of the electrons in the subsequent Eg orbitals and T2G orbitals. Here the no splitting state. This is called as delta of octahedral complex. Okay. Now this energy is equal to how many orbitals? That is equal to 5. How many are remaining? 2. Therefore plus 3 by 5. Okay. Now here we have to count here that what is the here value? That is equal to 3 orbitals. How are remaining? That is equal to minus 2 by 5. That is equal to minus 0.4 delta octahedral, and here plus 0.6 delta of octahedral. Now when the dz orbital gets elongated, that is when the distance between the two ligands which are trans to each other on the z axis gets elongated, what happens? That is the distance of these orbitals which are lying on the z axis, the bond distance becomes greater than that of equatorial ligands which are placed from the central metal ion. Thus, these orbitals experience less repulsion as compared to the dxy and dx square minus y square. Therefore, the orbitals which are lying in except the z axis, that is dx square minus y square, and here dxy experience higher repulsion. Okay. Now here we have to consider the two cases. In elongation, first there are two cases we have to consider. In elongation and in contraction. In elongation, if the bond length is greater than that of equatorial bond length, at that time when the electrons of Eg orbitals, how many electrons are there? 3 electrons of Eg orbitals. Okay, when the axis is drawn out, that is it is moved away from this central metal ion, at that time the electrons are entering to which orbitals? That is dz2. Okay, dz2 and d of x square minus y square s. Okay, on elongation. Okay, what happens? And when the Eg orbitals in of a contractions place, at that time what happens? Here d x square minus y square occupies 2 electrons and dz square occupies as a 1 electrons. Why? What happens? Okay, these cases we have to consider. First we have to consider the elongation case. Okay, if by accepting the less repulsive energy in comparison of a dx square minus y square, what happens here? See here, the splitting of these orbitals can be taken here as that is equal to here dz, okay, and here also dx square minus y square. Okay, dx square minus y square. Also here is also splitting of the T2G orbitals like in this sequence that here first is which orbital experience more repulsion, that is dxy. Okay, therefore this lies in here dxy, that of which are located along in between the z axis. These orbitals are the same one, therefore they experience less repulsion, that is equal to dyz and dxz. The electrons are here as it is, here dxy. Now no splitting. Here the energy difference between the internuclear axis from the EG orbitals and the lowest possible energy for this dz2 and dx2 minus y square. From here the energy is equal to minus 1 by 2 and here energy is equal to plus 1 by 2. Already here how many orbitals? 3 orbitals. How many orbitals absorbs extra energy? That is equal to dxy, due to the more repulsion between the electrons of ligands and centrometer. Therefore this difference contributes to how many? That is equal to 2 plus 2 by 3, and this difference is contributes to how many? That is minus 1 by 3. When the axis is completely removed, what happens? This dz orbitals again lose the energy and it acquires the less energy. At the same time, the orbitals of ligands which are lying in between the axis, which resist the extra energy, and it can follow here. Okay, and thus there is formation of elongated, distorted tetragonal complex. Here, and the contribution of electrons is like this. That is dyz and dxz. Okay, thus the electronic distribution in a configuration of D9 system is represented as here. The energy of the system is can be written in the way as it is, that is dx square minus y square. Okay, again you have to count the number of electrons: 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Dx square minus y square is greater than that of dxy. Okay, is greater than, okay, dxy is greater than which orbital? dz2, and is greater than that of dyz is equal to dxz. Okay, these orbitals are, then I am writing here that square minus y square, here dxy, dz square, and here dxz. Thus we have explained the geometry of due to elongation of a z-axis. In next lecture, we are going to discuss the contraction of a octahedral complex due to the shortening of the distance along the z-axis of ligands which are situated in a transposition. Thank you.